Hey everyone, if you saw my Facebook post last week, then you know next year I'm wanting to take a completely different approach to how my light show works. This is primarily due to a software license for Lightorama S4 software expiring last year. Earlier this October, after I set up my light show, I thought I was good to start running the show like normal, but unfortunately Microsoft pushed a large software update for Windows that essentially broke the S4 suite of software and made my computer unable to run my show. This is when I discovered that Lightorama discontinued updates for the S4 software and launched a whole new software suite called S5. S5 had all the patches to fix some of the issues with the Windows updates, and S4 was essentially left unpatched and discontinued. I spent many hours on the phone with Lightorama and Microsoft, and I was able to roll back my Windows update as a temporary solution. While it made me happy that I could get my show up and running again, I realized I had a difficult choice in front of me: pay $700 for the new S5 software, or redesign the show using different hardware and software solutions. Before I get into all of that, I think it's important to reflect where I started and how the light show has changed over the years. This will allow me to not make the mistakes of the past, identify current problem areas, and plan the best path forward. Please subscribe to my channel and click the bell. Enjoy. I always thought it would be cool to have lights blink and dance to music, and in 2007, I discovered how the pros have been doing it for decades through expensive control boards and programming boards, like what you would see at a concert. It wasn't until 2015 that I found Lightorama had made a somewhat more affordable 16-channel controller and show director to run a show, and I finally bought one. I spent late September in my free time programming a simple show with the S4 software. I managed to piece together 9 tombstones made out of cheap lumber, and I hot glued some store-bought string lights to them. I also made a singing cat face and used a pegboard to hold the light strips in the shape of the cat's face. The rest of the show was other store-bought lights with extension cords to connect them to the controller. I had maybe 4 or 5 songs, and trick-or-treaters marveled at the tiny little light show I managed to put together in such a short time. In Ohio, weather for October typically has half the month slated for rain. The wooden tombstones were warped way out of shape, and the pegboard for the cat face was essentially ruined. The next year, I decided to make tombstones out of pink insulation foam, and using a Dremel tool, I etched a more permanent solution. They then got several layers of paint, and once again I hot glued store-bought lights to the back of the tombstones. I also reached out to the Singing Pumpkin animator and purchased projection animations for 4 of the songs that I had previously done, and added 1 new one to work with the tombstones. This was also the year I upgraded my S4 license to allow for more controllers and lights to be added to a growing network of lights for Christmas. The Cosmic Color Ribbon Christmas tree was built, and I started sequencing Christmas songs. A key lesson learned was planning for bad weather. For the Christmas show, I designed it to work in any weather condition. The limiting factor for Halloween was the projector. When it rained, I didn't want to risk ruining the projector, and the show didn't run. 2017, RGB Pixels entered the Halloween show. This was because I had more controllers that I had used for Christmas, and I wanted to use them for more than just one show. At the time, the most common complaint by viewers was that they couldn't read the tombstones at night because we only lit up the edges. I decided with the extra controller and the extra lights that I would design some lights that would illuminate the front of the tombstones. I also had enough lights to light up the artificial pumpkins in different colors. This was once again requiring a software license upgrade to allow for additional controllers and the ability to control more lights. Since then, the light show layout for the Halloween and Christmas has largely stayed the same, with the exception of sequencing new songs. Due to the growing complexity of the show, this took more time to plan out what I wanted to do for the year. Starting as early as July, one Christmas song could take me 2 to 3 months to sequence, and the Halloween songs could take up to 3 weeks once I had the animations in hand. I also decided I wanted something during the rainy nights because it took so much work to get a show going in the first place. This led to me purchasing an Atmos projector and some of their Halloween videos to project at Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I also repurposed some lights from a globe at Christmas time into the tombstones for some added effects, and that is where we are today. Over the last few years, the foam tombstones have taken damage from high winds and thunderstorms, and now it has me rethinking the design to reinforce them before countless hours of work gets completely destroyed. I also had someone try to steal one of my tombstones this year, and in the process it was damaged to the point where it may not be out again this year for Halloween. The connection points to wires on the tombstones are starting to wear out and weaken, making it frustrating when some of the lights will not light up. And it also has me rethinking there's got to be a better way to connect everything up. There is also a networking nightmare when it comes to setting up the lights to the controller, and I want to make things easier if I can and have spare units on hand when something goes wrong. For Christmas, I have had whole light ribbons on the Cosmic Color tree go bad or stop working. And when you add the software licensing issues again, it kind of puts the nail in the coffin and has me leaning more towards doing a tech refresh or rethinking or upgrading the light show. With all that said, I plan on making a series of videos, and for some of them I will be asking for your help through voting. Together we have several obstacles to overcome in less than 365 days before the unveiling of the new and improved show. The first obstacle is to rebrand or rename the show. I think it would be great, since this show is getting a facelift, to give it a new name, and I'll be asking for your help in the next video. The second obstacle is finding another software program to use that allows me to use my current controllers. The third obstacle would be redoing the show layouts for Halloween and Christmas, and there's several sub-obstacles within that one. Planning for bad weather, simplifying the network, planning out the power needs, reusing props that I currently have, designing new props, future-proofing, and fixing broken props. Fourth obstacle is resequencing. Will I have to resequence the old songs? Can I import them into the new software, or do I have to start from scratch? Fifth obstacle is construction. New circuit breakers or power loops for my house, building new props, fixing broken props, and building spares. That's all for this video. Please remember to like and leave a comment if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe, as I will be making a new video every few weeks, and your feedback will help decide what we do in the next year. Thanks for watching, and happy holidays.